So Sophie and Lynn are back, Just Women Live podcast, and today we've got a very interesting woman that we met quite by chance by her art. Her name is Gabrielle Good, and she has such an amazing story. She came to the Just Women Live in March and put her art all over the walls and sold some, and she's got a book. But we never had really a good chance to have a good chat on all about how it all started. So thank you very much for coming, Gabrielle.
Thank you for having me.
I know you've come from the south.
Yes, Lewis.
Yeah. I'd love to know a little bit more about how did all this start? How did you put your hands on a paintbrush to a canvas, and why?
I think it was always bound to happen. I've been a textile designer. That's how I started.
Yeah.
Went through the college years,
So that was your
always.
background.
So
Yeah.
colour and texture. And when it was the new thing to do, I put all my creativity into the computer because that's
Right.
where the money was.
Yeah.
So I taught myself all the software, but there's always some yearning to actually get your hands a bit dirty.
Yeah.
And I was having but this is like 6 years after leaving said abusive relationship, trying to re-establish myself and earn some money in a way that really fulfills me. And I thought I maybe be like a mentor or life coach, and being on the phone with somebody in America who was she was like the vision expert in their field. She was just trying to draw out what my vision was, and
Clever.
it was to sign me up really.
Yeah.
But she said, okay, close your eyes. Imagine you in your perfect life. Where are you? What are you doing? And I went, in Spain, painting.
Wow.
And she went, okay then, I think our phone call is done. Can you enable that? How do you do that? And so I spoke to my husband, and he was like, okay. He sort of made a studio in our living room.
Fantastic.
And then for about 6 months after that, I just painted all the time. He'd cook, I'd paint.
Wow.
You know, he'd make the coffee, that I'd paint.
Your second husband? Your second
I wasn't married before,
Okay.
so he is my first husband, but we were just, there was a meant to be.
And your work is deeply rooted in a long experience of coercive control and emotional abuse.
Correct.
What felt important for you to begin sharing through your art and for your writing as well? So you're writing a bit.
I felt like I was somewhat on the other side by then, that it felt okay to feel the feelings, because when you're in the moment, your feelings are so huge, you just need to just get by each day. So when I found the love of my life, who I'm now married to, and my children are growing up, still in the house, but it becomes a bit of a, what do I need?
Yeah.
You need to then really start focusing on what is important for me, because if I'm not fulfilled and I'm not feeling great and I'm not, if I'm stressed, I'm no good as a parent, I'm no good as a spouse, I'm no good as anyone to build any business up or anything.
So really your journey as an artist came from a place of healing yourself?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
it was a continuation of, I had a lot of therapy, so a lot of speaking healings, and that can only do so much. And I felt like, okay, let's package that up. And then, yes, really releasing everything. And I was quite astounded, to be honest. So before I did the painting, I did a lot of therapy. As I said, I also saw a hypnotherapist.
Oh, yes. In Spain?
No, in Lewis.
Oh, yeah.
Rapid transformational therapy. And I said, I'm going to have some of that.
Wow.
And but friend of a friend, very loose connection.
Yeah.
So I had an initial trust.
Yeah.
I had to trust in the process. And honestly, it was the best £250 I've ever spent.
Great. You had one session?
One session, 2 hours. She gave me
Wow.
a little recording to listen to every morning or every evening in the headphones. It was a mantra. and it helped me manifest. And I manifested my husband.
So you
I manifested
what you wanted.
Yes.
Wow.
Or was that to be in
And this is
Spain
when you-
to paint?
It wasn't, to be
Wasn't
fair.
it?
I just wanted to be happy. I
So
wanted to
this
have
is when you were
somebody
on
with
your
me.
own and
Yeah.
struggling. Were
Yeah.
you struggling at that point?
I was coping
Yeah.
because you have 2 children. You have to
Exactly.
cope.
Keep
How old were
going.
your children?
Then 13 and 17.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
About
Teenagers.
5 years
Teenagers,
difference.
so
I'd lived in Hackney in London with them since they were born, with my ex,
Yeah.
abusive partner,
yeah.
in a basically in a building site.
Oh,
He was supposed to be the architect, designer, builder.
Oh God! So you never did it up.
He never finished it. I did.
No. Oh, did you?
I
Oh, well
did.
done.
I believed that the property was worthy. It was a beautiful muse place
Oh, lovely.
in Hackney, and I felt
So popular though.
yes.
Hackney. Was it popular then? Was it
Not
becoming?
when we not when we moved there.
No, it's
No,
so
it was
trendy.
like a murder mile
Yeah, that's
where
right.
we
What's
were.
the nose around? So
But,
how was he abusive? Just tell me a bit about how this happened. At the beginning?
I think it was always there.
How was that?
I didn't see it. So controlling. Funnily enough, I'm watching a series now on Netflix, and it's all about, it's like a superpower sort of series, and the main negative character in it is super controlling.
Right.
But they've almost lifted this narcissistic trait and made it into this, not a superpower in a positive way, but literally in the program, everything he says, people just do.
God.
And now I can see it. I can not get so triggered by it.
Yeah,
That was what it was. The love bombing at the start is true,
That's
And then
classic.
having
That is
children, and
classic.
then having a baby.
and then having a baby. But that was not for years later.
Oh, wasn't
I mean,
it?
there were major signs, major red flags that
You didn't
I
say it.
just didn't want to see.
Right.
I just boxed him into this. He's perfect for me. I've tried other sort of dating and had other relationships, and they were not what I wanted either. So I kept going back to him. I met him when I was 18.
Oh, so you met him when you were quite young.
Then
Yeah.
split up a couple of times, and then eventually I nailed myself to the cross in my head, going, the grass isn't greener on the other side. So
You
just
took over.
put up.
Yeah.
And then you have children, and it's way more complicated
Yeah,
then,
of
because
course it
then
is.
you feel you're sticking around.
But you had one, and
For
5 years
them.
you had another one. Yeah.
Then I didn't want an only child.
Yeah. Yeah, of course.
It was basically as simple as that.
Yeah.
I didn't want to only have the one child, and I didn't know the implications of having 2. So we had 2. But he was always controlling. The gaslighting, I didn't even know that there was a word and what it meant until I left. And so these new words came to me, and I did a lot of reading about them and talking about it. So the gaslighting, it is real
What, he gaslight you?
all the time.
But it's
Almost makes you
gaslighting. What is
think you're
gaslighting if
going a
someone's
bit
following
insane,
someone?
doesn't
Yeah,
it? I
you-
If
suppose?
someone's following someone, what is gaslighting?
No, it's where the person doing the gaslighting in telling you things that did or didn't happen, where you sort of deeply know that what you said or did actually happen, but they will be so
change
forceful in it that you then believe them,
Yeah,
and then
they
you
create
doubt
their own narrative and you
Yeah.
believe it.
you doubt
And then you
yourself.
start doubting yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm still like that now. I'm unfortunately, it's a bit of a trait now. So my youngest, he can gaslight me without him knowing it and me knowing it.
He basically manipulates you into knowing something that he hasn't done.
Yeah.
He has, yeah.
So
yeah,
you know,
keeps
so
up.
that's quite a worry. And maybe if I'd known it was an abusive relationship when the boys were smaller, and had a bit more knowledge, I might have got a bit more brave.
Yeah. And obviously at the time you think you're doing the right thing by staying with him, but what have you learned in terms of how that's affected the children?
If I had to do it again, I would get out years and years before. In fact, if I had
Because-
any inkling, because the damage to the children is if the abuser is not turning them against me, and making fun of me, berating me, belittling me in front of the children, always. So there's a lack of respect because they never learnt the respect for me.
For a woman.
They had fear of him, and because I seemed to believe what their father was saying, they obviously, I'm mum also, to the point where sometimes they would ask me and he wasn't around, oh, can I do this? Can I go there? And once I said, can you just wait for daddy to come home? I couldn't even make a decision because if I made a decision and he'd felt differently, he would just change it anyway. So
he was controlling the whole family, really.
He was controlling every aspect. Financials, even though he never worked, he was supposed to be doing up the property.
Yeah.
So that was his job.
So how do you live?
Well, I worked. I was the breadwinner. I was the breadwinner.
What were you doing?
Textiles.
Oh, yeah, so you're doing textiles.
Working my little...
Gosh, 4 different companies.
Yeah.
You must have done some very good work.
Yeah, but, when you have to, when needs must, you sort of... And times were easier then. There's no AI getting in the way. And
So what makes you break? How did you break? He didn't hit you?
No, never physical.
It's all mind control and abusive behaviour.
Yeah.
It's always worse.
Yeah.
Often.
Some ways.
Unfortunately, in some ways
And
it
it's
is worse.
totally unseen, and I would say I'm quite typical of a woman who has been mentally abused. A, you might not really see it yourself. B, if you do, no way you're going to tell anyone. And how do you have that discussion, even with a best friend, and what are they going to do?
Yeah, they can't do anything about it.
You feel completely alienated and also a little bit like helpless.
Well, no one can possibly know what you're going through.
No. Everyone afterwards, everybody saw
doors,
it.
Isn't it? That's the thing.
They saw it.
Everybody
Isn't that
knew.
Interesting. Yeah.
Sensed it.
Yeah.
Everyone was so supportive afterwards.
Good. Where you made the break.
Yeah.
How did you break?
I think
Just get up one day and just pick them up and go? Because your mother lives here.
my mum is in Tunbridge Wells.
Yeah, so you have a mother in Tunbridge Wells.
Yeah, she's been
you
the
had
most
some family
incredible support. Yeah, my dad passed away a number of years ago, so he didn't see this sort of escape. It was an escape. I can't quite recall exactly how I.
Did you leave him, or did he leave you, or how did it work?
I left him. He didn't want to leave. Then he did his epiphany. Oh, I'm going to change. I'm going to be this.
But what did you do
I
about
am
the
already
children?
different.
Did
I
the children
didn't
go with you, or did they? Yeah.
So lockdown may have been the worst thing in the world for a lot of people. It helped me.
Oh, does it?
Oh yeah, social services got involved. I was seeing couples therapy with him, and my own private therapist as well at the same time. And lockdown was looming. I didn't know that, but social services helped me.
Great.
I had an interview with them, and she basically said, "What do you want to do?" And I said, "Get me out." So I don't know quite. She wrote him an email, and then my stepdad, who's my mum's husband, he came in a car the day of the lockdown.
Oh, wow.
We had 2 weeks of overnight stuff.
Yeah.
Bye, Dad. See you soon. And I'm like,
Never back. Yeah.
And then lockdown
And you
happened,
thought you
of
only
course.
gave for 2 weeks.
Yeah. It's like have a nice break. Mum is having a little breakdown sort of moment. Off you go. It's fine. And that was the best thing. That was the reason I became so strong, because I had physical distance. Now, if I hadn't had that opportunity, the lockdown, I do fear, because you're still in that environment of, even though you can see them and call them out and you can have the arguments, you're still quite locked because you've never experienced, how do I get out of something like this? But I would have, but it would have taken longer.
I think it's very difficult as a mother as well, because you're always constantly thinking, I've got to keep the family together. It's like a nurturing thing. I've got to keep the family together. And so you will literally fight your own emotions, your own feelings to stay in a situation that
Utterly.
you're really unhappy
Suppress. And it wasn't until I then I don't know, I felt it, or I gleaned the information through reading or therapists, was this is not just for me anymore.
Yeah.
I'm doing this for my boys. And then I was like the lioness.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
that's
really
great when you
felt
turn it
this
around.
like
Complete
support
change.
behind me when I was working, in a
confidence.
warehouse somewhere, cycling home, and I felt like this roar of like my female empowered friends going, go.
Yeah,
And then I was
Right.
like, right, I'm doing this.
amazing.
So
And so your paintings, you brought a painting with us today.
yes, I have bought a painting. I wasn't sure which ones to bring. Some of them are like so big.
Yes, as
they
we've
can't.
seen.
They wouldn't fit. They would fit behind, but not in front. But then I thought this was quite fitting, because this was almost like my first go at with the paintbrushes. It didn't have a frame. It was it's a repurposed. My mum gave me this frame. She went, I don't need it anymore. And I had to go, and then my youngest son came in. He went, stop! Oh, I love that. So I was like, okay, I'll move on to the next one. And so this is in the Breaking, which is my 3-part series of the paintings.
Yeah.
And if it's okay to say, I will be auctioning or raffling.
Yeah.
What are we going to do
Brilliant, yes,
at the
raffling.
event?
Yeah, that'd be great.
So this could go to somebody who feels it's right for them, and
That'd
they
be
can
fantastic.
Brilliant.
go
That'd be
towards the charity
amazing. Yeah,
and
that'd be
just
fantastic.
Women Live event.
I know a few people that actually this painting was there, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I know a few other people who said there was a painting
Their
they
eye on
liked.
it,
They
yeah.
liked that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be great.
So that's
That'd
coming.
be great.
And tell us
Must
about
you
your book
Take
as
a
well.
photo of that after. Yes, tell us about your book.
Yeah. This
Breaking
is
the
my book.
Healing.
I got it published, as a loose term, using Canva.
Oh,
Really?
yes.
And initially, in a hardback, I just wanted to see what it looked like.
Your paintings look like.
Yeah, so I did it for me.
Yeah.
And then, I've shown family and friends and talked about it. And now this is professionally published. And
Who did you get to publish it?
actually, it's a publisher in London. My husband's friend owns sort of
Right.
printers.
Yeah,
It's not publishers,
yeah,
it's a printer.
So each painting has a story.
Yes. And I could read out the
Yeah,
accompanying
go for it.
one. Okay. It's called Fractured Calm. There was a stillness that looked like peace, but it wasn't. It was the pause before collapse, the air heavy with everything unsaid. I painted what calm looked like when it was cracking, the space between silence and storm. In those lines and fragments, I began to see the shape of everything I'd been holding together.
Oh, I love that. That's
You're a
so...
great writer as well.
So you write for your heart. So you write for your
Yeah.
feeling, write for your heart.
Yeah. So, and you can't do that until you
Actually been through those.
been all the way through. So
Absolutely.
that's the breaking, and then obviously you've got the healing part, which is the essence of knowing you're worthy.
Yeah.
In, like I said, I had the hypnotherapy, and she chanted, "I matter." And that, in fact,
That's
in that moment of that 2-hour thing that I was in with her, as soon as I said, "I don't feel I matter," I was just crying.
Yeah.
Like, okay, this is the nub. Not feeling you matter, because if you're in the abusive relationship, you are so undermined, you are so controlled, and you really don't have a voice. I mean, the word "the voice," in here sort of it crops up in the book, but it's so true. You literally, it's like you've been muted.
Yeah.
But your
Completely
paintings
muted.
are like your voice, I guess. They're like,
Yeah.
because there might be some things that you might find difficult to talk about at times as well, and to have that release and painting as your voice
Yeah.
is it's a way, it's a
Very
clever way
clever.
to communicate.
And your outfit.
Yes.
I love
Tell
it.
us about that.
That's one of your paintings.
This is
that's
one of
been
my
transposed
paintings.
onto a gorgeous coat.
Yeah, and
Beautiful dress.
this one is one of it as well. That's
it?
the unfolding. That's one
Yeah.
of the huge pieces that
Yeah.
fill this
Very
room. It's my
lovely.
favourite, because also it was the beginning of my expression.
Yeah.
On-
The unfolding.
I'd get all the paints out. I like daub lots of different colours, and then grab whatever brush and then sort of swish around. And it was quite, I'm not one to spend, maybe you might spend an hour max, but I'd have 3 canvases on the go.
Oh, wow.
Gosh.
So you do a little bit there, quite energetically, very energetically.
So it's an emotional thing.
Yeah.
I bet you're getting a right mess then.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great. And in the end, I was like, I got to have some
you
gloves on
using your
because
hand
I also usually have bright,
Yeah.
funky
Colour
nails.
Yeah,
I don't know how you managed to have nails like that.
Gloves. Yeah. And then I was like, I'm going to protect my hands now because it's acrylics. I paint with acrylics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, they kind of, it's difficult to,
sticks on.
chiseling it off.
And
and stuff.
you've met someone new in your life, so you've got an amazing upside to this story.
Yes, the upside is,
Without
partly is I manifested him.
you manifest.
I absolutely
Naomi
manifested
manifested
him.
her partner as well.
Yeah, Naomi.
Naomi manifested
Oh
her partner.
right, I think
yeah.
she might have said.
Yeah.
It's a real thing, but you have to be in a certain space to do that. You have to do a lot of work
Is
on
it
yourself.
very visual or is it just a feeling?
No, it's a fit. I wrote 5 pages in my journal. A friend of mine had also manifested her husband, and I said, "Tell me how to do it." And I wrote 5 solid pages. It was about height, hair colour, eyes, job.
Really? Detailed.
Yeah, it was absolutely
And
detailed.
then what you wanted out of the relationship.
What I wanted
the
to feel.
person.
My keywords,
Wow.
which was part of the mantra, was wanted to feel sexy, beguiling, and cherished.
Wow.
Aww.
And every day. I mean, we've been
Surely
together.
safe as well must be one of them.
Safe, yes. Funnily enough, even though I had a couple of relationships after my major one, I had 18 months in between of just being me and doing me, and then I was like, I want to be with someone. I want to feel something more than just looking after my kids and being the mum and the worker. And they were pretty awful in the end.
Were they?
And
The age.
because they were basically, I wasn't out of my way of being.
Yes, you're probably
I hadn't
attracting the wrong
changed.
type of
I was
people.
attracting the same sort of
Same
people.
Yeah.
Happens.
Different types of abuse, maybe not so this and not so that, but so I said I have had enough now. I made changes.
So how did you meet him?
With
On a
me.
beach or
Really
in town?
random. So 3 weeks later, after I'd manifested, I went up for this fashion shoot that I thought I'd be a bit of fun in Soho.
Oh, wow.
And
In
he lived
London?
in
What were you in the fashion shoot?
I was one of the models.
Oh, fantastic.
No, this is a model want to be mature modelling. You know, they advertise it.
Yeah.
Okay, this is fun. My friend said, "Oh, I should give it a go." Oh, okay, fine.
This is fun.
And my now husband, he did the same. He was in a bit of a slump. He was not in a good place. He was like, "I've got to do something to lift my spirits." So, all right, I'll do this. Another friend of his said, "Oh, go and do it." And we just got talking. And after both our shoots and both our meetings with the managers, and we thought, "Oh, this is one of these scam things."
Because you had to pay quite a lot for the photography.
And I said, "I'm not
Little
paying.
photos.
I'm not paying a
I really
penny."
want to,
Yeah, so we both
Use it
said.
for the experience.
So we went and we had a drink, and we like 7 hours later, he put me on the last train to Lewis,
Oh, really?
and
Where
we
was
just
he
kept
living
in
London?
touch. He was in Barnet, so he had
yeah.
like the opposite end to go,
Oh.
and we just talked for hours and hours on the phone.
Wow.
I spent a lot of time journaling about it all, because it was a bit like, how can this person seem so perfect?
Yeah, you wouldn't believe it.
You don't trust. The trust
Yeah,
is a
trust,
big
yeah.
thing. So how do you test them when they're miles away? You don't see them every day, and surely the phone conversations, it cuts off the sort of the vulnerability on the face-to-face conversation. But I don't know, he just broke my barriers down, and he was so open and vulnerable, and the
he's
most
so supportive of you and your art. It's incredible.
he's the one who went, okay, let's make you a studio, because I couldn't afford to rent my own spaces in Lewis.
Too expensive. So he
difficult.
moved from Barnet, came down to Lewis?
He came down to Lewis. We
What
married.
does he do? He's in golfing.
He's
Isn't he
golf
golfer?
professional.
Yeah.
He's quite a bit older
Really?
than me, so he's actually retired.
Wow.
But because of
Sure.
me, he wants to do
Yeah.
he wants to do stuff. We want to do
Yeah.
online
Yeah, of
stuff,
course.
and he's got so much energy.
Yeah.
He matches like the other thing when you get together with your sort of ideal partner is
Yeah.
your energies match.
The energy's match, yeah.
And how is it with your children? I don't know how old they are now.
They are now 15 and 20, both still in the house. They get on fine with him. I've never had eye-rolling moment behind backs,
sure.
which is quite,
Yeah.
it's really,
Especially with boys.
exactly.
Yes.
When my youngest would often do that, even about my mum, sadly, because my abusive partner used to say really negative things about my mum.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, the boys kind of grew up.
Is he still
with
in their
that.
lives?
He is not very often. I don't communicate with him very often. In fact, I've handed it over to my
Don't need
husband,
to.
unless it's about the boys. And my husband just takes over.
What, he talks to him?
He has spoken to him because he's very much more black and white.
Yeah.
I get I get all a bit
Yeah, you
sort
don't
of.
want to get emotional.
No, I don't
You
want
don't, we
to.
don't need to talk
wobble
to him.
myself.
The boys can talk to the boy. The boys can talk to him.
Yeah,
You don't really need to get involved.
no. And he wanted to meet for a coffee recently, and I'm like,
but
but it's that thing of, oh, he says this, so I should.
No.
I really felt that draw of
Again,
I should
oh.
do that, and yeah, and it
Very
doesn't
bad for you.
go away very
Yeah.
often. But when you have someone on your so fully
Yes.
on your side, he said, do you want to meet with him? Because if you do, that's fine. I don't really want to. I would rather say no. But this is, you have to do what you feel is right.
you got married to him, didn't you?
Yes, we married a year. We married a year last September.
Wow.
So it was very quick.
So nearly a year.
Yeah, just over a year.
Just over a year.
Yes,
Last September.
last September. Yeah,
Got married to
2024.
Lewis.
Yes, near Lewis. He's
Right.
Sussex national.
Oh, lovely.
The golf.
Yes.
Has he got children?
He has.
So they
I
came
mean,
down.
yeah,
They're older.
they're fine. Yes, exactly. They're in their 40s, early 40s now.
Yeah, definitely.
So very supportive of him, but
Yeah.
he was in a not a great place. But he's the most emotionally astute,
Great.
aware man I've ever met.
Wow.
He will
Fantastic.
talk actually about the feelings and
That's great.
I love
That's
that.
great.
So good to hear that.
Yeah.
It's a lovely end to a story.
It's a
And you're
lovely end to a
continuing
story.
as well.
yes,
And you can
yeah.
help and
Yes,
surround yourself with other things.
Yeah.
Keep the art.
Yeah.
Do you do any art classes for people?
Be fantastic
I
to know.
really want to.
Because that would be great
Yeah.
for people who maybe find it difficult to talk about their feelings.
Yeah, I've
As
looked
an form of expression, rather than creating the perfect piece.
exactly.
More about expression.
It's the
The
feelings.
art therapy side of it.
Yeah, I've looked into hiring halls and church
Yeah.
halls, and I haven't quite got onto the how do you protect the flooring and
Yeah.
and how do I promote it and stuff. But I think
can
that'd be
help you.
really fun because I didn't really know what it gave and released
In
me.
yourself
Yes.
and how you
Until
put
I
in front
did
of
it.
people.
Yeah.
So I think
I think it's incredible because
yeah.
you get these art classes and quite often it's like watercolor with the with the purple rinses. But
Yes.
I think it would be really amazing to have something like that, which is
Yeah.
much more of a kind of healing.
Definitely.
Yeah, even
Feel
like
through
bring
art.
whatever
Yeah.
music, bring something up in you. Put your headphones on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe we sit
Or
and
have
have
some
a
music.
little prosecco and a chat, or tea, or coffee, or something that everyone's in a supportive group. Everyone's there for the
You
same
just streamline
sort of
it
thing.
because it would be too wide otherwise.
Yeah,
But
so it would be women who are
Well,
in or coming out of
paint and bubbles
abusive.
is huge. Prosecco, and all the kids are doing all that at the moment.
Yeah,
They all do this Prosecco canvas.
yeah, that's
and
exactly
painting's
what.
massive.
Yeah,
So it's a good time to
yeah,
start that.
yeah. So maybe that's my next
Yeah,
thing
definitely.
to try and find
Prosecco
somewhere.
and art for people who want to
Yeah,
visually talk about their relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Without having to use their voice.
yeah.
Anyway,
Okay,
it's
thank
been
you
lovely
so
speaking
much.
to you.
Thanks so much.
Thank you for having
Lovely.
me.